Welcome to Mason Middle School Athletics. We are excited to have you on one of our teams this year. Mason Middle School is a member school of the Ohio High School Athletic Association, and we belong to the prestigious Greater Miami Conference. Over the years, we've been very successful and captured numerous GMC championship titles. This success is possible through great effort from all of us, coaches, parents, student athletes, and administration. Over the next few minutes, I'll cover several important items that will help us continue to be successful. Sportsmanship, good sportsmanship, is a top priority for the OHSAA. It is also very important to our school district. The motto that the OHSAA has is worth hearing. Respect yourself, respect the game. Coaches, parents, student athletes act with courtesy, dignity, and pride at all times, on and off the field. Fortunately, our spectators and our teams have represented Mason in a first-class manner at all of our away games and all of our home games. I don't expect anything different this year. We have a great group. Safety is a top concern for us. One area where you can help us is in our parking lots. The back parking lot, or the arena parking lot at the middle school, is a really busy, potentially dangerous area at pickup time. We have high school drivers, we have parents who are rushing to and from work, and our very tired student athletes after school and after a long day of practice. Please park in a parking spot to pick up your child. Do not form lines. Do not park on the curb, which is a fire lane. Get out, walk to the patio, pick up your child, or tell your child to carefully walk across the lot to where you are parked. Drive slowly and be careful. Another thing to note is don't park at the Atrium Medical Center parking lot. It's marked that you will be towed, and you will be towed. School rules extend to all of our extracurricular activities, including athletics. What this means is that when you're on the school bus driving to an opposing school, or you're in our locker rooms, or on our fields or courts, all the rules that were in effect during the day are still in effect when you have your Mason jersey on. That means bullying will not be tolerated. Cell phone videos, pictures, selfies in the locker room, absolutely not permitted. It is a privilege to wear our Mason jersey. Please treat it with the respect it deserves and follow the school rules. In your team meeting, your coaches will go over these rules and other rules in greater detail. Let's use the 24-hour rule and wait at least a day before sending an angry email or voice message. Take the time to think about things and encourage your child to approach the coach first. That is one of the great things that your child can learn through school-sponsored sports. They can develop communication skills and learn to advocate for themselves. Of course, you can always follow up with your own questions if you need more clarity or you want to understand a little bit better. But please wait and also have your child approach the coaches first. There are 3 important guidelines for our student athletes: our academic eligibility policy, our attendance policy, and our drug, alcohol, and tobacco policy. Our academic policy stresses student and puts the emphasis on student and student athlete. Your first priority as a student athlete is your classes and your schoolwork. The OHSAA has set a minimum guideline of 5 passing grades. However, the OHSAA gives school districts the permission, the leeway to create more stringent policies. Mason Middle School's actual academic eligibility policy does not permit students to participate with failing grades. In other words, every 4.5 weeks, I will check all the student athletes' report cards. I'll be looking for anybody who has a failing grade. If I find a name on one of the teams, I'll contact parents and we'll talk through what that looks like. Usually, our students are able to bring those failing grades up to a passing mark within a day or two. Quite often it's a missing assignment or there's a reason. But just remember, the rule's pretty simple. You can't practice and you can't compete if you have a failing grade. So if your grades are dipping and you're down around a C-, that's the time to talk to your teachers and let your parents know that you're struggling a little bit. Avoid getting a D, because now you are really close to the danger mark, all right? If you want to practice and you want to compete, you've got to take care of your schoolwork first. Our attendance policy is simple. Student athletes must be in school all day in order to practice or compete in after-school sports. The exception are dentist, doctor, and orthodontist appointments. With prior approval, those appointments are fine. Your child can be out for a half an hour to take care of these appointments. Just be sure to email the coach for your child's team and also myself, and we'll make sure that that gets approved. One other thing to note is that Friday's attendance does not impact anything that might be taking place on a Saturday. So if you don't feel well on Friday, but you wake up Saturday morning and you have a cross-country meet, you're eligible to compete and participate on a Saturday. So don't worry about Friday's attendance impacting Saturday. Just make sure you get to school on time every day so that you can participate in your team's activities. Over the years, we've had a few kids stumble with this, and on the day of their biggest game in the postseason tournament, they decide to stay home, stay in bed, and rest up for their game. Well, unfortunately, they're not allowed to play. So make sure you get here and get here on time. Our athletic code of conduct is posted on the district website so that you can review it at any time. But it is really simple. Drugs, alcohol, and tobacco are not allowed. You are working hard in whatever sport it is that you're on. You've been in the off season, training, you've been playing for years probably on your club select teams. Do not jeopardize all your hard work with a stupid decision that is in your control. The first offense is an 80-day recommended suspension. It can be lowered to 2 weeks with an intervention program. But take a look at your schedule. Your middle school athletic season is a short one. Even 2 weeks is a big percentage of the games that you would be missing. A second offense is automatically 80 days removal. And if there were to be a third offense, you would be removed from the team permanently. I feel like this is one of those things that you are fully in charge of. You don't always know how difficult a test is going to be at school or how hard your practice is going to be, but you are in complete control of the decisions you make when you're away from here. Walk away, call your parents, get out of situations that look like they might put you in jeopardy. I've been able to talk about this for years, and we hadn't had any experiences at the middle school, and unfortunately that's no longer true. We do have it happening in our 7th and 8th grade class. It's really unfortunate. I don't like to talk about it, but I'm required to, and I really, really challenge you to continue to make good choices, even when you leave our building. The same rules are in effect at the high school. So grades 7 through 12, no drugs, no alcohol, no tobacco. Your body is like a racehorse. We're asking you to do a lot. You go to school all day, you practice hard afterwards. Put good things in your body. Drink water, eat healthy foods. Okay, treat your body with respect. Our school lawyer did advise us to offer a one-time self-referral. This is good your 7th through 12th grade year, where you have one opportunity to come to administration with an admittance of guilt, where you've made a poor choice and you've violated our policy. We'll hold this information confidential, other than speaking with your parents, of course, and getting you in an intervention program. But this is available to you one time in your Mason City Schools athletic career. Just to wrap up, I have several different items to cover with you, but they're all important. Number one are concussions. Everybody hears about it. It's in the news all the time. Everyone at this point should have logged into Final Forms and read and signed off on the concussion document. But in order to keep our kids truly safe, we all have some ownership in concussion management. Make sure that your child, if they ever experience concussion symptoms, to report it immediately. They need to report it to their coach if it happens at practice or in a game. If it happens at home on the weekend because they're having a good time in the backyard, they need to report it to the parent. If we suspect a concussion, everything with our school sports stops, okay? They can't practice or play until we get a note from the doctor clearing them. And then I need that note and I will keep it on file. Another thing that we have to be concerned with for many of our athletes, especially in the fall, is sun exposure. You know, our runners and our football players and tennis players are outside hours during their season. Take a minute, throw in that bottle of sunscreen into your backpack and make sure you use it before practice. This just goes right along with everything else that we talk about. We want you guys to be healthy. We're working your bodies extremely hard. So put sunscreen on, and then during the school day, make sure you're drinking water and you're eating healthy foods. I know that your coaches will talk about this in your individual team meetings, but I also wanted to mention it here because I think it's really important. For you to perform at your best, you've really got to take care of yourself. Please make sure your child has a lock to put on their lockers. Everybody nowadays has an expensive phone or an electronic device that they use at school, not to mention their own personal valuables. So please send a lock with your child before the season gets underway. Athletic participation fee is $120 per sport, will be due approximately 2 weeks after the start of the season. Your coach will know the exact due date. Please don't give the coaches money. All fees need to be turned in to me or Michelle Lineman at the Red Dot office. We accept check or cash. You can also pay with credit card or Easy Pay. For questions regarding your child's participation fee, you can call our main office at 398-9035. The receptionist will direct you to either myself or Michelle Lineman. When you travel to away games or when you come to watch your kids play here at Mason, you can expect to pay $4 for adults and $2 for students. I know that at Mason Middle School, we do not charge senior citizens, but I think some of the other league schools may charge a fee. So be expecting that $4 for adults and $2 for children at all of our contests. If you're planning on going to a lot of games, probably the best bet would be to buy the family pass that the high school athletic department sells. It's $250. It gets you into all of our home high school and middle school events. So if you're going to come to Wednesday night middle school football games and you want to attend the Friday night varsity games, right there I think you're probably going to pay for the pass. You're going to save money. Last but not least, please pick up your children on time. All of our coaches are busy. They work day jobs. Most of them are teachers in our buildings. They get to work at 6:30, 6:45 in the morning. They rush home to be with their own families. So please be respectful. If you're running late, make arrangements with a neighbor or a teammate. And in turn, the coaches are going to respect your time and they will end practices when they are scheduled to end. Thank you so much for your time. We look forward to a great athletic season.